We're back with our object matching tutorial for our master suite. In this video, we're going to cover all of the furnishings for both the bedroom and the bathroom, the walk-in robe and the study nook. So if you're up to that part, keep watching. And if you haven't seen part one, go back and check that out first. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to build is this section, the section right where you walk in from the front door to the bathroom, and it's like a marble wraparound bench. And I like using it because you can place things like little towels, things like tissues and whatever on it, and it just has a nice sort of flow-on effect from what we created initially with the kitchen that we did. It's very modern and very chic. So to find this marble bench, what you're going to do is head into your buy menu, go to surfaces, okay, into accent tables, and then you're going to have all your accent tables here, and it's this one. The default is white, so it's going to look like this when you first open it. We're going to make sure we're picking the black tone. It does come with dine out, so if you don't have dine out, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to use this specific object. And what we're going to do is we're going to go across to our area here, and we're going to place it along the wall. The thing is, because we want to place a basin right next to it, to have that basin be functional, we need to make sure that this object and this surface is far enough back into the wall that we can still use our sink. So what we're going to do is use the Alt key to have free movement here. So holding down the Alt key, I can place it anywhere I like now. I'll put the grid up for us. What we're going to do is we're going to hold the Alt key and we're going to put it back as far as we can without it coming out the back wall of the other side. So if I just pop that down there and turn around, see how it's still hanging out a little bit? That's okay. We can click it from this side actually, and we can put it in to just till it disappears. Just there. And that is how we're going to need to place the level that we're going to need to place all the others. So if you're looking at the grid, it's just under halfway on our grid that we're going to be placing this object. So we're going to get it again. We're going to hold the Alt key and we're going to use our previous object to help line everything up nice and straight. And we're going to put this one in the corner. Bang. There we go. That's our first section. Then we're going to do the same thing on this wall here. We're going to hold down our Alt key, the same again. Quickly double check it hasn't gone through the back wall. No, it hasn't, which is great. And we're going to fill that gap again with one more tile. Okay, so now we've got that nice marble shelf effect. We're going to need our sink next. So the sink I like to use is this one here. It comes with Spade. Okay, so again, it's going to show you a different tile when you first pick it up. It's going to show you this brown sort of wooden one here. Again, I'm picking the black tile option. And I'm just going to place it right in the middle, straight in front of where you walk in the door. That will be functional because we've pushed that back far enough, but if you ever get concerned when you're building, you can just quickly switch into live mode or live mode, sorry, and get your sim to quickly go and test that out, which is exactly what we're going to do now. Perfect, so she can access that sink, that's not a problem. Nice. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill this wall behind the sink with mirrors. So we're going to get the ones that we've got over here. Now this mirror also comes with Spade. Spade is an awesome pack for building. If you're considering getting any of the game packs, then Spade is a really good one. I don't use it for gameplay at all, but it has some really cool building objects. So if you click into your mirrors, you're going to search for the backlit mirror of illumination. And the cool thing about these mirrors is you can pick different colors, okay, that create different colored illumination. I am going with the plain white in this because it's just the color that I like. But if you want to have a little pop of color there, you can of course choose any of the other colors. It won't change the surface of the mirror. All I'm going to do is hold down Shift, and because I've put Move Objects on, I'm going to be able to place the mirror every half tile, which means that this whole wall is going to be filled up. Okay, so I've got this nice big glass walled mirror. Next, we're going to place in our toilet. So just pick any toilet that comes in black. So there's two options for walk-in showers other than all these big box ones that normally come with the Sims, and I hate them. I hate them so much. I just think they're so ugly. So even though they're the cheapest end of the spectrum, I like using the two frameless showers, I should say. There's one that comes with University and there's one that comes with Snowy Escape, and I'm going to place one either side of my glass shower screen. You can choose any bath for this. I like this one because it almost blends in seamlessly with the rest of our grey concrete flooring. It comes with, what's it come with? It comes with Jungle Adventure. Clearly I have all the expansion packs, so if you don't have all the expansion packs, don't worry, there is actually a base game one called the Epicure that comes in black as well that's going to make a nice sort of substitute for you. So now we have the guts of our bathroom in, we have all of the objects we need, all of the functional objects. So now it's time to make it look pretty, okay? Which is really what takes your build to the next level, is how you're going to be using different stuff items and clutter to be able to create something that looks really realistic. So the first thing we're going to start with is this section over here by the sink. We're going to put some artwork on the wall and some clutter items down here on our surface. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly pick the same items that I have over here. I'm not really going to walk you guys through this step by step because it's just going to take a very long time to do that, and you get the idea. I'm just cluttering up this area. So once I have my paintings in, I like to light them, and how I do that is I choose these two little black square brushed metal lights. They do come with Spa Day, so I'm going to place those using the Alt key either side of my paintings. And then this wall here is looking a little bit stark. You can put a window here if you like, because we do only have one window for this bathroom. So if you're a fan of big, beautiful windows, go ahead. I just kind of like to lend it to the realism of if there was a big window there, people would see you naked all the time. So I'm going to put a painting here instead, just as how I've done on this version. So a trick for continuity and to make things look a bit more realistic is to look for paintings that come in the same set. So this painting here, which comes with cats and dogs or pets or whatever, is the same two that I've used at this end. It just has different swatches, okay? So I'm creating continuity by using the same painting in 3 different areas. And this one I'm going to size up. Using that bracket key, hold down Alt and place it on the wall. I'm going to place in another couple of lights here, either side this. Nice, that's our bathroom, guys. Super easy and nice and modern and clean and just a little bit different. It makes your bathroom actually enjoyable to be in versus just quickly chucking in a 4 square tile room and all your bits and bobs. The next thing we're going to do is the bed section, okay? So we're going to need to create the headboard that goes behind the bed, and for this we're going to use that same marble again. So we're going to click this, the marvelous marbled stand. So you can just eyedropper that from the rest of the room. If you don't have this, you don't need it, it's all good. And what we're going to do is we're going to place in 4 of these. So we're going to go hold down our shift key, put 1 in, or 2 in, sorry, right next to each other. Now we want this marble shelf or bed head to come up a little bit higher, okay? So the way that we're going to do that is hold down Control on your keyboard and press the number 9. And that 9 key is going to raise it up a step. So we're going to do that, and we're going to add in another right next to it, hold down, Control, press 9, and bring it up a little bit higher. So now we've got a nice, thick, tall bed head. That does mean that we've cut off part of our window, so from the back it doesn't look as nice. So we're going to change this window out to something that's a little bit shorter in height, a little bit nicer. So another way to bring just a little bit more pizzazz to this room is to carpet the bottom area of the platform where our bed's going to go. So I'm going to use a rug to do this. The good thing about rugs when you're building in platforms down into the normal earth is that they're going to snap into that lower level. So they're going to fill up the space if you're using a big enough rug pretty beautifully. Okay, so I've just placed in this nice big modern one that comes with base game, outside the box modern rug, and it's got those nice black tones in it, so we're tying in the rest of our modern feel across the entire bedroom. We're ready to place in a bed now, and what we're going to do is choose this one here, the Mod Pod Twin Sleeper. The thing about The Sims is that some of the best looking items are actually the cheapest, so keep that in mind. You don't always have to be picking really expensive things to have it mean that it's a good item to have. Obviously, this is going to mean your Sims aren't getting a great night's sleep, so that's something you might want to consider from a gameplay point of view. But if you're going pure aesthetics like we are today, don't be afraid to use cheap objects. We're going to hold down our Alt key and we're going to place it so our headboard is hidden in that marble, just behind. So it's not going to affect any functionality of our Sims being able to use the bed. And it looks a lot more intentional, like our bed's been built into that marble construction. So that looks nice and modern. We don't really need bedside tables because we've got this shelf. So we're going to deck out our shelf and we're going to place on some lighting. I really don't like to use the down lights in The Sims because it just fills up every room and it's super bright, and the lighting doesn't actually change at nighttime. So your Sims are going to be sleeping in a super well lit room. I'm all about ambient lighting, as lame as that might sound, both in real life and in The Sims. So you can pick any lamps that you like for this, but I actually go to outdoor lighting, and I have found these two beautiful little chess set items. So we've got a pawn and we've got a knight, okay? So these we're going to size down and we're going to move them up to sit on top of our little bench there. So we're going to start with the knight. If you don't have perfect patio as a stuff pack, you can choose any other lamp for this, that's no problem. But we're going to get our knight, we're going to size it down too using our bracket keys. We're going to hold down Control and Alt because that means we get free movement. And then we're going to bring our knight up using the 9 key. Once you have it in the position that you want it, you can click and place it, and you can also rotate if you like. So I'm going to face mine a little bit in towards the bed. I like the idea of having it be a little mismatched, so then I'm going to use a pawn on the other side of the bed and do the exact same process. And then just because it's nice and modern, we're also going to add in a little clock. So I like that clock because it looks super nice and modern. And that's our bed section done, guys. The next thing that we can do is focus on our walk-in robe. So again, we're going to be using our accent marble feature here. So we're going to grab him again. There's lots of this used in this house. It's all through the kitchen. It's everywhere. I think having objects that bring that continuity and consistency to the house is really important and really good for realism. If you do go to very expensive houses and they've got marble everywhere, usually that marble is the same color, the same tone, and it's used throughout the house for that consistency. So we're borrowing that realism from real life here, and we're going to fill up this back wall here. So we're going to hold Shift and place 2. It's really dark in here, so hopefully you guys can actually see what's happening because we've got a black wall, black everything. Okay, cool. So we're going to add in our wardrobe, and what we're going to do is go into the bedroom, go to wardrobes or dresses. And this one came with one of the updates for the 21st anniversary of The Sims, so everyone will have this in their game. It's built by Peacemaker, who is a fantastic custom content creator. So they've designed this one here, the thank you wardrobe. If you click on this, you can change it to so many different swatches. We're going to go with black. So because we've got move objects on again, our objects can intersect. It's no problem. We're going to hold the Alt key and push it in. So it's in line with our marble and against that feature slats, the wall slats. I don't know what to call that stuff, but it's against that as a marking point. It is really low though, so what we're going to do is we're going to move it up the wall. So again, Control, hold that down and press the number 9 to bring it up the wall. As soon as its little feet start to show through, you've gone too far, so if you need to bring it down a level, you press 0. Going to place that there. Very nice. Okay. So we're going to add in these shelves now. These come with base game as well. They're called the Immaculate. And we're just going to place these across the wall. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I like the idea of this walk-in robe having those shelves to put your clothes on, to fold up your t-shirts or whatever, and you stack them up in that wardrobe. So if you go into clutter, which is like this little pencil holder thing, and you scroll down a bit, you'll find these Lucky Man folded laundry shirts. They do come with base game and they come in a bunch of different swatches. We're going to click on those. Now, the issue that we have is a lot of things are going to snap to grid. So what that means is, because we've put in this shelf, the object has a snap to grid function. Things like desks have it too, where there's only certain places that you can put those objects on. Even if you hold the Alt key, it's still not going to let you place things freely. So what you're going to do to get rid of that is actually place way more than you need and fill up each of the slots on that grid. So what that means is we're going to hold down Shift, we're going to click, and we're going to fill up each place on those shelves that have a snap point. Once those snap points are filled, we can place things freely. So you can hold your Alt key again, you can move up your object with that 9 key, we're doing a lot of this today, and you can get your shirts up nice and high so they're on the right shelf. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to size this shirt down one so that it fits nicely, and place it there. And we're going to repeat this process so that we have all of our shirts up on the right shelf. Just make sure you're not deleting these items until the very end, because that's when you're not going to be able to freely place things. So I only want to do a couple of shirts up here. What I might also do is pop in a makeup tray. So we're going to choose it in the color that we want. Again, it's going to snap to the floor because those snap points on that surface are full. So that's okay. We're going to hold down Control, Alt, hold the 9 key to bring it up to the level. And we're going to place it wherever we want it. In my case, I want to put it here. I'm not going to delete these shirts yet, even though they're intersecting, because I also want to place some other objects on this level. We're going to put some books on there. And I also want to put some shoes, okay? So there's some shoes that actually come with Dream Home Decorator, which are nice. So I'm going to pop those on the shelves as well. You know how a lot of fancy people put their shoes on display, so we're going to do that. And now that we've got all the clutter that we want in there, all we can do is go back to our sledgehammer tool by pressing K, and we can delete all of the leftover shirts that were in the way, okay? And now we have it all nicely placed. We're going to quickly pop in a mirror at the end here, because that makes the room look nice and long, because it reflects everything back into the room. So we're going to get the same mirrors that we had in the bathroom, again for continuity, and because it has that nice lighting feature around it. Hold down Shift and place it along the wall there. Look at that, beautiful. And it's also looking a little bit bare here in terms of the floor space, so we're going to pop in a rug. So this one comes with base game. It's called the Textural Textiles rug. Okay, it's cheap again. We like cheap and cheerful. And we're going to place 2 right next to each other. So I'm going to hold the Alt key down and I'm going to get this thing in twice and line it up. Perfect. So we've got a nice runner rug. The last thing to build out is our study in this section here. So the last thing for us to build in this bedroom here is our study nook, okay? And you'll notice that we've created a custom sort of look and feel here. And the way that we've done that is used shelves instead of a desk. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do next. The first thing you do need to do is start with a normal desk. You're going to go and choose a desk. You can choose any desk because we're not going to be able to see it, okay? I'm just going to literally pick anything that I can choose a black swatch of, all right? You're going to get it in the right location and you're going to click it, put it in place as you normally would. You're going to choose your desk chair. In our case, we're going for the dining chair that comes with City Living, the modern dinette leather chair. And we're going to pop that one in. You can pick anything that you like. And we're next going to put in our computer. So you're just building out a desk as per usual with all the trimmings and all the things that you need. We're going to choose this nice modern computer that comes with City Living. Now it's time to hide that desk. And how do we do that? Well, because all of these items click together and snap to grid as such, what we can do is just make sure you're clicking on the desk itself, okay? And then you're going to shrink that desk down. by pressing the bracket key, as small as it's going to go, okay? We're also going to push the desk in so that it's sitting against the back wall. If I zoom in here, you can see that that desk is really tiny. It's right up against the back wall, but both of our chair and our computer screen have stayed at the correct height and the correct size. So that's exactly what we want. Next, we're going to hide that little desk underneath one of our little marble backgrounds. So this thing's going to be way too big, and it's obviously covering part of our computer screen. So we're also going to size this marble shelf down as well. So we're going to make it 2 sizes smaller, so it's quite a small rectangle, and we're going to push it right up against the wall just so it covers the legs of that chair. We really don't want it to stick out any further than it needs to in case it affects functionality. So we're going to click that in. Okay, we've got a nice floating computer now, which looks a bit funny, so we need to create that surface. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the same shelf that we used in the wardrobe. Okay, so we're going to click on that, the Immaculate. But it's really small. You can see it's really small. It doesn't look good. So we're going to size this guy up. This is the same process that we followed for our dining table in the kitchen portion of one of the object mashes we did last time. So we're going to size up our shelf so that it's nice and big. And we're going to hold the Alt key so that we can bring it to the correct height, which is in our case right under the keyboard there. And we're going to snap it in place. We've got this gap here on this side, so we need a second shelf. Size our shelf up, hold the Alt key, and align it exactly with our other piece of shelving. And just like that, we have a custom desk. So we are going to quickly do a quick functionality test on that. So switching back to live mode, and we're going to get our chick to come and play a game. Why not? Play some Blick Block. So there we go. We can see she's got no problems whatsoever using that desk functionally. And it looks like it should. It doesn't look funny. It doesn't look like it's floating about in space. Look, her wrist gets a little bit cut off there, but you know, I think that that's a win, all things considered. Sweet. Okay, so we know that works. We're going to put in a couple of additional windows now. So what I've got at the top here are these nice long skinny windows. They come with Spa Day. So we're going to place one above our shelves, and we're going to place the second one above the desk. But you can see that it's a little bit too low. You can see that, I'm sorry, the angle's horrible here, but you can see that it's snapping below the line of those wooden slats and it doesn't look right. So we're going to hold down Alt, we're going to move it up, and we're going to position our window so it looks like it's appearing just through those 2 slats. So that's perfect. The other thing we want to add in is some lighting strips. There's these really fantastic light strips that come for your pool and come with Spa Day, so you can actually put these in your pool, but I like to use them in here as well. So we're going to put these lighting strips on either end of our desk by holding Alt, slide it right up against the wall on either side. There we go. And if I switch over to nighttime view, that's going to show us we've got some really nice ambient lighting, and it looks really modern, which fits in with the rest of our build. We're also going to pop in just a little bit of a pop of color there with a lamp. So we're going to get one of those plumb bob lamps that come with base game. There's all sorts of different colors. I'm choosing green because it matches with the ivy that we have on the wall here. So I'm just going to pop him in. So look, we're done. We're pretty much just at the last final few touches of clutter and styling here on this master build. So I'm going to replicate these clutter objects that I've got in here in my shell build, because this is obviously the finished building and that's the empty one. So I'm just going to eyedropper tool those, but if you want these exact paintings and this sort of clutter, this one comes with City Living. The normal tile that it looks like is this chick's face. So we're just going to change the swatch to the black and white one, which has this cool graphic sort of stenciled head in the center. So we're going to use Alt to place that perfectly. We're going to put a little plant in the corner here. So I'm going to get this one, the contemporary radish leaf plant, this guy. And the last thing that I'm going to place here is a yoga mat. The reason being that yoga mats are great because they look like rugs, especially when you choose a plain black swatch or a plain swatch of any kind. So I'm going to pop that in there, and your Sims can walk around it, use it as a yoga mat or not. So we've got a bit of extra functionality that actually matches the rest of our aesthetic. And that's it, guys, we've done it. So we've obviously got our Sim. She can use all the full functionality here. It's just changing to early evening now, or nighttime at 7 p.m. So you'll notice that it's a nice little ambient lighting happening. She can use everything in the room. It's fully functional, and it matches the aesthetic of her kitchen, which isn't on this lot yet, but you can go and check out that video if you want to see it. What I'll do for you is I'll upload this room or this lot as a room so that you can just place it into your build. And if you want to use the eyedropper tool, all of the same objects to just bring things across, you can easily do that. And otherwise, if you build it from scratch, that's totally fine too, but it's there if you need it in the gallery. Alrighty guys, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed today's object mashing tutorial. If you did, please consider giving it a big thumbs up and subscribing. It's going to really help my channel to grow. I've got a whole bunch more tutorials coming in the future for you. I'm probably going to stick with this modern style for now, but I've got a few things in mind for ways that we can do country builds, farm builds, bohemian builds. So keep your eyes peeled for those in the future. I have a Discord if you want to come and chat with me directly, or if you want to pop a comment below on anything that you'd like to see in the future. I make sure that I read them all. I try my best to respond to everyone, so I'll hopefully be able to touch base with you all individually. Have a good one, guys. Happy simming, and I will see you in the next video.